Do you want to start?
Yeah, my name's Carl.
My name's Oscar.
And this is
Who would watch this?
Minis.
Minis. Little ones. Just
The tiny ones.
Just tiny ones.
Like a little Easter egg filled with caramel.
Here's the thing, we say mini, it's about half an episode.
It's still
a
long.
slog. You're getting
It's
a
still
king-size
long.
candy bar. Normally a block of chocolates, like a shitty Aldi sort of like block.
Yeah, that's right. It's like you've got more than what you need, but just enough to make you feel sick.
Yeah. Pretty much, we maintain you're going to feel sick at the end of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
It's white chocolate, but like the cheap white chocolate.
Oh,
so
yeah. And they're like, oh, we've added extra sugar for chaos. And you're like, no, I've already given most of it to my child.
The extra sugar's our love.
Can you imagine if a candy bar said that down the bottom, the extra sugar's our love? You'd immediately be like, this candy bar's done things to people.
Oh, God, there's definitely illicit drugs in this. Hopefully, that's the best case scenario.
You're like, oh, this is a drug front candy. It's just a classic drug. Timmy, put it down. That's a drug front candy. Pick up a Kit Kat. Nestle's never done anything wrong.
And we'll say that confidently on this podcast. Let me do a little Google. Oh, my Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh my God! Today we're talking about The Lost World, Jurassic Park.
The thing we just riffed on.
Yeah.
You were like, but what's it called?
I've been short to memory. I ate some of the candy.
The bit we did for 5 minutes, flying over your head.
Here's the thing: if it's not funny, I don't remember it. I also don't remember a lot of things. The chocolate's got to the head. I've had a lot today.
Yes, we're talking about Jurassic Park 2, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
The Lost World, Jurassic Park, a 53% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 6.5 on IMDb, and a 3.1 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot?
A research team is sent to Jurassic Park, Site B, island to study the dinosaurs there, while the Ingen team approaches with another agenda.
Oh,
pretty spooky.
Wow, there we go.
Word.
Yeah. What's the agenda they've got? Feminism?
Yeah, here's the thing. It's only positive agendas, you know? I won't list others, because here's the thing. We're trying not to alienate any audience.
Remember,
whatever agenda you have is the right one that I was about to say. Just immediately pandering. Just like, if you're a racist, you know what? Listen to us, huh? We'll take anybody.
I love that. It's like that gag in Don't Look Up. It's like, yeah, we spent $300 million on a movie for everyone. It's inoffensive and just popcorn entertainment.
Wait, Don't Look Up.
Yeah, do you remember in Don't Look Up when they're just like, they're making fun of Hollywood and it's like Chris Evans being like, yeah, it's a movie for everyone.
Oh, that's right.
He's like, it doesn't really do anything and
Yeah.
you'll forget it. But
Yeah.
it's like, you know, we spent a lot of money on it.
So you're going to like it.
Yeah, you're going to like it. Yeah, look, you've got the incredible premise of, oh, what if the dinosaurs were on a separate island? Pretty clever.
Here's the thing. You got Jurassic Park. Now, where'd they come from? There's a separate island over there.
To the left.
To the left.
They came from the left.
Yeah, why didn't we talk about it in the first movie?
Who's to know?
I like for the rest of the series, they're like, let's set it on Island B.
The fans love Island B. Oh, God.
Quick, Carl, what's your thoughts on the whole Jurassic Park series? 'Cause
Okay.
we've watched, I think, in the last, 3 weeks, we've kind of watched, next week we're doing Jurassic Park 3 for a full episode, but we're like, let's talk about 2.
We've watched 1, far too many films.
Yeah.
2, far too many bad films. And 3, I've taken in nothing.
Yeah.
So my mind's fried. So fucking fried. However, I've been doing a stupid thing of being like, oh, are we doing that for a mini? I'll watch the film. Which negates us doing the mini. But so, yeah, look, I always remembered I love Jurassic Park.
Yep.
And then these 2 initial sequels aren't great.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Jurassic World is like fun, but it's not really saying anything.
No.
And then I thought Jurassic World 2 is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm amped for the 3rd one because it's like I'm on a bike, but there's dinosaurs all through Europe.
We're in Rome. It's like, I'm hooked, but there has to be a specific campiness to this one.
Oh.
I'm hoping they hit it on the head.
I'm like worried that the new Jurassic World's going to be like boring.
Yeah.
And it's failure.
Yeah.
I love dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs in anything. I, for a long time, thought that terrible Will Ferrell film Land of the Lost was good due to the dinosaur.
Have you rewatched that recently?
I tried.
Oh, so
awful.
Oh my God.
Absolutely disgusting.
That monkey by the guy who's just in the
Lonely
Lonely
Island
Island just starts humping people.
We should do it on the podcast.
I don't want to watch it again. There's nothing to add to that. That's just
I remember there's a good gag with show tunes, I think. If it's
Yeah, that rings
one.
a bell. I think he sings it. But this is not the Lost
Sure.
World
Yeah,
podcast. We're
it's-
talking about, the Lost World, Jurassic Park.
We're not talking about the land of the lost.
Shit, fuck.
World Jurassic Park. Yeah, look, I love dinosaurs. So it's really what's it called, like Jurassic World Dominion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Domination.
Domination?
Let's fact check
Let's
this.
fact check
We're not.
this.
We're not amateurs, okay?
Let's settle for Kong Skull Island.
Jurassic World Dominoes. No, it's Dominion.
Dominion, isn't it?
Dominion.
Yeah.
I've been saying domination for a while.
The Dominions off of the
Dominions.
word domination,
They're
isn't it?
coming in. Illumination's sweeping in.
It is a Universal film, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, oh god, what Deus Ex Machina could we have? And it's the minions come in and save the world.
What's that pretty recent one that had like a statue of the minions?
So,
like,
Mortal Engines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I showed you that and I was like, isn't this disgusting?
I hope they have like little dinosaurs, but the minions are wearing the dinosaur costumes. That'd make it a good film. I'd like that film.
Look, I think overall I like. Actually, I guess I only like 2 of these movies, but
And the second one you like is just the first. But we remade it, and Chris Pratt's in it.
it's just
before.
bigger. That's
Yeah.
the thing. It's like it's not even better, but it's bigger.
Yeah.
Like I think the issue. This is one of those movies where it's like you can't really have a sequel because what was interesting about the first one is instantly wrapped up.
Yeah.
So that's why Jurassic World works for me, because it's just retreading the first thing, which is, what's its point of difference? The park's up and running.
Yeah.
And I think that's a fun setting
100%.
for them to do something.
Also, the stakes can never get larger because sure they make a better T-Rex, but it's just a T-Rex.
Do we-
really? That's
I know.
really it. They're like, it's got bigger. I'm like, has it? I guess, but it's still gonna kill.
I do remember there was genuine gasps in my audience when they revealed that dinosaur in Jurassic World had been mixed with like Raptor.
Yeah.
People were like,
Before
a
they
twist!
before they'd even seen it, just like, this guy's got moves.
Yeah, because I think the smart thing that Steven Spielberg added to the first Jurassic Park was like, yeah, the big T-Rex is big and cool and terrifying, but a dinosaur that is small and can get into small places that's like smart is more terrifying.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like the addition of the raptors being even bigger threats than a T-Rex is like clever. However, the movies as they go on are like, the T-Rex though, and I'm like, that's not the thing.
You guys love the big one, right? The big one?
Yeah, look, so anyway, let's talk about The Lost World, Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
You got all your favorite characters coming back. Jeff Hammond comes back for a brief moment at the beginning of the film.
Of course.
And then the 2 kids as well.
Yeah.
I think it's
We
weird.
all had the action figures of the kids. We loved playing with them.
People love playing with the kids. Cut
I
it.
apologize. Cut it.
I always thought it was weird that those 2 kids weren't brought back for nostalgia reasons, considering that boy is in like Bohemian Rhapsody and like
Yeah.
The Social
Things.
Network.
Is he not in the new one?
No, and I'm like, bring them back. Like, I feel like it would make sense as like a nostalgia play to bring back the kids.
Yeah. They're
right.
they're traumatized by the experience. Just like, I can't go back here. This was my childhood. It broke me. It broke me. I can't be back here.
One of my favorite things both of these movies do is the lead characters are just like, I could never go back to Jurassic Park. Oh, 10 minutes has passed. I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
I'm
I'm
going.
there. I'm there.
I'm instantly going.
Well, let's get into Lost World, the quick plot. We got
Yeah.
Jeff. Pretty much, they're back on the island again. Island B this time. It's where they made the dinosaurs.
Apparently.
And they were like, all right, cool. Put them on the actual island. Not that one. Don't worry about that one until the 3rd one. And they're pretty much like, we're going to go back there and just like, do some tests.
Yeah. So they go back. It turns out there's Ingen,
Yeah.
right? They've gone there to capture the dinosaurs because I think they still think they're a viable commodity.
100%.
Obviously things don't go well. They all have to team up to sort of get to help,
Yeah.
right? The movie then does this weird thing where they're like, cool, we're 2/3 of the way through, the plot's wrapped up, but now there's a dinosaur in New York. And you're like, oh, okay.
Steven Spielberg, like, yes, this is really the direction. The studio shut me down on movie 1, but movie 2, I already got my vision out there.
It's just,
He wanted to be
I remember thinking, I used to like this film.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy this because it's too long.
Yeah.
And then it's weird because it is two movies. It's like they've got two ideas, which is what if there's more people to kill on a big island with dinosaurs, and what if a dinosaur was loose in New York? And then they've gone, cool, we'll just do that in the film. And you're like, but why?
They were filming King Kong next door. They were like, listen, can we just put the dinosaur in there? We'll stitch them together.
Sub it out. Look, we've got some highlights though. We've got Jeff Goldblum's daughter. She, through gymnastics, kicks a raptor through a wall. I don't know how many pounds she weighs, but I guarantee she would have splattered against that raptor.
She's quite slender, and the dinosaur is, I assume, the crocodile scales and the weight of, like, I don't know, a truck. Gets her out of there real quick.
Have you seen the scene? Because she goes around and she's like, whoop, whoop, woo!
She gains momentum. She
does. She gets a lot of momentum.
2 swings, couldn't do it.
No.
Third, you got some centripetal force smacking into that dinosaur.
It would have been really good if the raptor just turned and went, home, and just swallowed her whole, like, mid-jump. I think that would have been fun. The other section that I genuinely like in the movie is... there is a part where half of a truck is like hanging off the side of a cliff.
Yeah.
And Julianne Moore is like stuck on glass that's cracking.
Yeah.
And they've got only so much time to get her from there to the top while dinosaurs are still fighting outside.
Yeah.
That's a fun scene. That's kind of like...
There's a lot of fun set pieces in this. That's the whole thing.
You know, that's what it's probably closest to doing, is them just being like, we've got some dinosaur set pieces. Can somebody string a story together around it? Yeah. I think the other thing that's the downfall is, like, I don't want to focus on Jeff Goldblum.
Whoa. I do like it. I've never seen it happen in, like, 2, and we'll get into the third one, like, next week, but 2 sequels where they've got half the cast for the first one and then half the cast for the second one. It's very strange, isn't it?
Yeah, especially because I looked it up and I was like, oh, did Laura Dern and Sam Neill not want to come back for the second one? And they were flat out like, we weren't asked. So there was just not a version of the script where they were just going to be in it.
Steven was like, listen, Jeff's the star.
People love Jeff from the first.
The dinosaurs kind of got a bit of the credit, but Jeff was really the backbone of that whole story. What is Jeff's role in that first movie? I think it works, but is he comedy relief, or is he kind of just...
He's like a bit of comedy relief. I mean, the thing is, it's like they're all got their different sort of perspectives on chaos theory and evolution and... You know, like, I mean, they all essentially, like, are scientists that are personifying different perspectives.
Yeah, different thoughts of...
yeah, and, like, you know, so that's why it's weird that it's like, why are you making Jeff Goldblum the main character when I think he was good because he got to play off of other people's opinions. Whereas in this one, he's sort of like the only thing that matters, and he's just like, well, what are you doing here, child? Like, it's hilarious to me that the beginning of the movie, he goes to his daughter, and his daughter's like, can I come to Jurassic World Park, whatever? And he's like, nah. And then they just open up like a suitcase and she's in there and she's like, hi. And you're like,
It is
like,
so funny how they get onto the island, because pretty much Jeff's like, why would I ever go back to that? I saw my best friends die. I saw numerous... That is a bad... My ex-wife's there. Okay.
Homina.
Oh my wordy days. Get my child in a suitcase and let's go.
It's actually not his ex-wife. It's just his current girlfriend. And she's like, I was going to call you. And I'm like, you were a weird couple. Because...
Imagine being on a work trip. Just like, oh, I forgot to... It's like 3 weeks. Sorry, it's like...
I'll be back in 3 weeks. I'm at that island you told me not to go to because it's that upsetting.
No. Island B. You know, pretty different.
Island B has great Yelp reviews. It's Island A that has the issues. It's weird they don't just go to Island A. Considering that also had lots of dinosaurs.
Island B in the first one?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe it's mentioned so. I don't think it would be.
I don't think it was.
Feel like
I think it's a retcon. Like, it's them just being like, there's another island.
I feel like in the first one, they're like, hey, here's how we made the dinosaurs. And then this one, they're like, yeah, but we did a lot of stuff over there. And then we were like, you know what would be really, really economically viable? Moving all our very heavy equipment over there. Leaving the infrastructure, but just bringing everything over there.
I think, the first movie's issues probably wouldn't have happened had they spent the money on safety instead of transporting the dinosaurs from Island B to Island A.
It's a fun plot because you know what? Like, if it doesn't make sense, it probably actually is a thing. It's just like, oh man, we tried to make the island here, but then we thought, well, the ferry couldn't really fit, so like, fuck, we have to, get the infrastructure. It's a whole mess. It's a lot of money, and they have to cut for safety. That's a fun budgetary construction plot that I can get behind, and then kids as well can get behind.
I've like, Kids love budget constraints.
Oh yeah.
Big fans of business. They go, yeah, we like the dinosaurs, but how's the business profit?
Oh, so
How does it work?
So safety had to be, toned down because
Where do the
yes,
NFTs come in? How do I buy some?
A kid in 1997. These NFTs of a dinosaur.
It must have had such awful word of mouth, considering it grossed like half of the first one, even though it opened bigger than the first one. So the hype around a sequel would have been big, and everyone must have gone, oof, did not want this.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where I'm like, just bring back the entire cast. I think this movie would be better with the entire cast.
What'd you do with this? I don't know, because here's the thing. It's been 5 movies now, and they've pretty much all gone, we're doing it again, because this is more of a one-story kind of situation. No one's really thought of a creative way to, like, do it different, really.
Yeah, I don't know.
And constantly, like, we've done I've just watched, like, these ones. Constantly the first, like, 10 minutes is, well, I'm not going there. And then they're there.
Yeah, and then they go. I mean, the other thing is also, what's fun about the first Jurassic Park is the slow and sense of anticipation before you see the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Whereas these movies are like, get that fucking dinosaur in shot. Get it in fucking shot as quick as you can. I don't care how it gets there. People want it immediate. People want to fucking see the dinosaur.
We're not on the island. We can't get... Shut the fuck up. Okay, how about this? The dinosaur starts in New York, goes to Jurassic Park, then comes back to Chicago.
Do it from the POV of the dino. That's what we want to see. It's longing for home. Do E.T., but with a T-Rex.
Do Memento, but Jurassic Park 2. I want to see how the dinosaurs... It goes backwards.
A raptor wakes up. It's covered in tattoos. It's looking in the mirror. Sam Neill killed your wife.
Alan. Kill Alan.
You've killed so many Allens. All right, Oscar. Who would watch Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World? The Lost World, Jurassic Park.
I don't know if this is like completely true, but it seems like everyone... it's funny because they made the film. The book, the writer of the book wrote the book.
Yeah.
And audience were like, we want a second one. And I'd never really heard that. Like, I don't know. Nowadays, I feel like it's very common that just like you get a sequel.
Yeah.
If it's good.
Wasn't the writer bullied into writing a
pretty
sequel?
much. You see, like he's bullied into write. Imagine that angry fans go write another. He's like, fuck, Island B. Jesus Christ. All right. And then everyone was upset with what they got. So really, this is the fault. This is not really for.
Especially because I don't know how much the first one takes from the book.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's actually that good of a representation of the book.
No one's ever... Like, there's
Nobody's ever actually read Jurassic Park.
Stevens looked at the title and was like, a dinosaur island? He read the black blurb. He was like, that sounds great. I'll make it.
This cover's incredible. What's that saying again? I can't remember. Anyway, make it.
Make it. Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, here's the thing. Like, now that there's like... Now this is like an entire franchise... It kind of warrants you, like, well, maybe go back and watch all... Don't have to watch this one.
Yeah.
I feel like the Chris Pratt one, it does have, like, issues, but it's more just, like... This is kind of its actual sequel.
Yeah.
They've kind of retconned these ones.
The other thing is also, this movie stretches itself really thin from, like, effects and directing standpoint. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't... Like, this is easily one of Steven Spielberg's weakest films, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just like...
I mean, like, top of the list, he's got BFG, a classic. You can't fault him for that. Ready Player One. What else did he...
Amadeus.
Oh.
No, he didn't do that. Amistad. That's it.
Amistad? What's that?
Probably something about history in America.
I
I don't know.
know.
He loves American history.
No,
He's
he
always
doesn't.
like, ooh, is it a blockbuster or about American history? Because I only direct those two things.
Bridge of Spies? I love Bridge of Spies.
He loves Mark Rylance in American history. Who do I think this is for?
Yeah, who is this for?
Well, I'm going to say right now, I actually think if you've already watched The Fly, you've already seen Jeff Goldblum
Enough.
So if you want more Jeff Goldblum, I guess it's this one.
You're saying if you've watched The Fly, you've
Yeah.
gone, oh man, I could do with some more Fly.
Could do some more Jeffy B.
Jeffy B.
Yeah. I need some more Jeffy B. No, Jeffy G. I need some more Jeffy G. I better... Oh, he's barely in the first Jurassic Park? Better skip to the second. for the maximum amount of Jeffy G.
It's a weird thing. It's like DLC for the most unpopular thing of like the first movie. Just like, you want more Jeff Goldblum? No, I was actually quite sufficient with the
He's
amount
the
of
perfect amount of Jeff.
is.
I remember the part in the first Jurassic Park when they make you think they've killed Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Crushed me. Absolutely. I was like, no, he's the cool one. He's the cool scientist.
He's got a leather jacket. He does that weird laugh with the gum in his mouth.
Oh, he's so good. He's like, I've had a lot of wives. And you're like, oh, he's a player too.
See, scientists can fuck.
Yeah.
They can fuck.
He's the one that's like, oh, look, let me drip water down your hands. And I'm like, I get it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Take me, Jeffy G.
But it's just weird that they were like, what if he was the entire film?
Yeah,
And you're
very
like,
strange.
especially also because he does not matter in the third act.
No.
The dinosaur's like loose and they're like, it'll find its way home.
What happens in that, like, when he's... Because I'm pretty sure it gets wrapped up pretty quick, doesn't it?
Sorry? I
It
think it
rocks-
falls in a hole. Something like that. They're like, you gotta be careful, there's a lot of holes in Chicago.
I like the book writer was like, fuck you guys.
He just read holes. He was like, have you heard about these things in the ground? They hold secrets.
Oh my god. Oh, could they hold a dinosaur? Possibly.
Possibly.
We'll find out.
Well, if it's good enough for Stanley Yelnats, it's good enough for me.
All right, Carl. This was just a little wetting of the whistle.
It's a taste.
It's a taste.
It's a fucking taste.
Because next week.
Yeah. You guys, it's like you guys have ordered the tasting menu, but as a 3-courser. You've ordered a 3-course. You've fucked off the tasting menu, come to think of it.
Yeah, quite frankly, you've wasted money. You've got a starter.
Yeah,
You've
boom,
got
this.
Next week, the main Jurassic Park 3, mainly because it was 90 minutes. And I think worse.
Under 90 in when you don't go through the credits.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, gold. I'll watch it twice.
Put on 2 times speed, you go to 58 minutes. Crisp 58 minutes. And then your dessert, I guess you could pay money to go see the new one.
Who's to know?
Who's to know?
Not me.
We're not your masters.
But I mean, maybe we are. Email us in if we're your masters.
Yeah, ask
Email us in if you've
www.
actually gotten your masters. I'd love to know if you got out there and did those extra 2 years.
No
at
one
uni.
listening to this is educated. I think we should really just stress that. Email us though. Email us your credit. Email us your resume. Ask www.podcast@gmail.com.
We want your resume. We want your social security.
Yep.
I don't know if you've ever stolen your uni mascot.
Hear me out. Just any secrets you want to get off your chest, email us through. We'll read them on the podcast live.
Yeah, don't give us your real name, but we'll read them. We'll be
read
like, you won't believe what happened to Jeff. Jeffy G. Wouldn't it be crazy if Jeffy G listened to this? Have I ever told you that story when I saw Sam Neill?
Did you?
Yeah.
What was he doing? Where were you?
Oh, I mean, he walked past me.
It's pretty cool.
Thanks. And I turned to my friend and I was like, that was Sam Neill. And he was like, oh, was it? I was like, yeah.
That's why you listen to this podcast. We have the insider knowledge of Hollywood secrets.
Yeah.
We get to know up and close with the fame and stars.
Who else is famous that I've seen vaguely? James Corden.
At a show?
Yeah, Andy McDowell, because she was on his show. And
Oh, Andy McDowell.
yeah. Do you not like Andy McDowell?
Who's Andy McDowell?
She's in like 4 Weddings and a Funeral and Groundhog Day.
Oh, she is fun.
She's great.
I did not know that was her name.
Yeah. It might not be. Come to think of it.
Andy! No, you're not.
Claire Foy. You know, people love her in The Crown and the not the good girl with the dragon tattoos, the bad one.
Just so you know, I'm cutting this.
No, I'll bring it back around. Jeffy G.
He's nailed it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.